As the cruiser glided through the void of space, Trelk's frustration simmered beneath his reptilian exterior. "Gromp, running this ship on full automation is foolish," he growled, his voice thick with irritation. "I should have been allowed to bring my Noan crew." Gromp met Trelk's gaze with a steely resolve. "This entire mission could be considered foolish," he retorted, his tone unwavering. "But we'll do it my way." Meanwhile, Patricia turned her attention to Trelk, her brow furrowed with concern. "How sure are you that your contacts can be trusted?" she inquired, her voice laced with skepticism. Trelk's eyes gleamed with confidence as he explained, "Trust comes with payment for services rendered. My contacts have their own reasons to keep their end of the bargain." Despite his assurances, Patricia couldn't shake the feeling of unease that gnawed at her insides, knowing that their success depended on the reliability of Trelk's connections. During their conversation, Kepark couldn't resist needling Trelk, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "Looks like the tables have turned, Trelk," he taunted, a smug grin playing at his lips. "Now you're the slave, and the Klop is your master." Trelk's reptilian features contorted with barely suppressed fury as he shot Kepark a withering glare. "Don't forget, Kepark," he snapped, his voice low and dangerous. "The Klop is both our master." Kepark merely grunted at Trelk's reminder as he walked toward the weapons table. Kepark picked up a fully charged plasma rifle as he turned towards Gromp. "How do you know I, or this poor excuse for a Noan pirate, won't just turn you into the first Prozinuthian patrol we come across? Or how are you so sure I will not kill all of you now?" Kepark asked as he aimed the plasma rifle at Gromp's head. Without showing any emotion, Gromp replied, "Because you just tried, and for as much as you want to, you will never be able to pull the trigger or even plan to kill Agent Martinez or myself." Kepark gave a sly smirk as he countered, "What good am I if I can't kill? Or do I get to kill the ones you want me to?" Gromp turned away from Kepark and began to work on the main screen as he answered, "You will know what to do, and when to do it as I see fit. And if you or Trelk have the idea of just turning us or yourselves into any Prozinuthian authority, the implants in your heads will provoke a brain hemorrhage followed by cardiac arrest within seconds. I don't have to be there for it to happen." Trelk's voice crackled over the intercom as he informed the crew that they had just entered the second solar system of Prozinuthian space. With practiced ease, he guided the cruiser to a docking station nestled on the side of a large asteroid known as Tark Godi. As they disembarked from the ship, Trelk spoke out to Patricia with a grim expression. "Agent Martinez, you'll have to stay behind," he stated firmly. "No offense to you humans, but your presence here will only get us killed." To their surprise, Agent Martinez emerged from her quarters with her skin completely blue, her transformation remarkable. "Don't worry," she reassured them, her voice tinged with determination. "This treatment will last for 72 hours. I'll be able to pass as a Geesan female." With that, they set off towards the station, the weight of their mission heavy on their minds as they prepared to meet Trelk's contact. As they entered the cantina and settled into a corner booth, Kepark's keen eyes immediately spotted a Verbgot sitting alone in the shadows. "That's Dreek," he murmured to the others, his voice low and urgent. "A member of the Light Crushers' Assassins Guild." Patricia's eyes widened with alarm at the mention of the notorious guild, her hand instinctively reaching for her concealed weapon. "What are they doing here?" she whispered, her voice barely above a breath. Kepark's gaze remained fixed on Dreek, his mind racing with possibilities. "Guilds like the Light Crushers don't come into this part of space unless they're on a job," he explained, his tone grave. "Or more than likely, they're here to meet a client." As tension hung thick in the air, the crew braced themselves for the inevitable confrontation that lay ahead, knowing that their mission had just taken a dangerous turn. Trelk's voice cut through the tense atmosphere. "Don't do anything hasty. Let's await my contact." Gromp calmly addressed Kepark. "Keep your eye on this Dreek fellow and anything else you see out of the ordinary. We stay on mission." As they waited, the anticipation hung thick in the air, each member of the team on edge. Suddenly, their attention was drawn to a figure approaching their table, a bipedal bird humanoid with a purposeful stride. Trelk gestured for the newcomer to sit. "This is my old colleague Olka of the Ossine." With a swift exchange, Trelk passed Olka a small package, sealing their transaction. As the conversation turned to the details of the contract on the human senator, Kepark leaned in, eager for answers. "Who placed the contract on the senator?" he asked, his voice laced with curiosity. Olka's response shed light on the intricate web of alliances behind the contract. Why, it was Warden of Tilnum Pranik Urk, of course, but not his plan, Olka explained cryptically. He was approached by external parties who made him a deal. The revelation left the group grappling with the complexity of their mission, uncertainty clouding their next steps. "What kind of a deal?" inquired Patricia. Olka nodded to a waitress that brought him a drink as he answered, "The Urk family is in need of friends if they are to survive. He was approached by external parties that offered needed backing to the Urk family in exchange for the contract on the senator. It was important to make it easy to track it back to the warden to discourage anyone from asking more questions. The ones who traveled to Tilnom took different transports. They covered their tracks well, except for the fact that one was a Geesin." As Olka continued to divulge details, the group's understanding of the situation deepened. "A Geesin?" Patricia interjected, her voice tinged with suspicion. "What would they want with a mining camp warden?" "They?" questioned Olka with genuine intrigue. Suddenly, Olka's head fell forward onto the table. Cromp shook Olka, but he did not respond. Kepark opened Olka's mouth and looked around for Dreek as he explained, "His tongue is blue. That's an avian toxin. Dreek is gone. Either Olka was the mark, or someone didn't want us asking him any questions." Gromp quickly gave out his orders. "Kepark, find this Dreek fellow, only observe if he is still on this station. Trelk, we need you to find another one of your contacts and get as much information on the Geesin partners the warden has." Trelk recovered the payment from Olka's lifeless body as he answered, "I know exactly who to contact, and now we have a bit more to barter with. Shall we return to my ship minus the mighty Kepark, who must now fight with only his eyes?" Kepark made a vulgar hand gesture toward Trelk as he left the cantina to begin his search. "I think we have overstayed our welcome here. Let's plan our next step," Patricia said as they followed Trelk's lead to the exit. Hours passed as Kepark stealthily roamed the corridors of the cargo bay, his senses keenly attuned to any sign of suspicious activity. Finally, his patience paid off as he spotted Dreek, engaged in a clandestine exchange with a morale security guard. The sight of Dreek accepting a package confirmed Kepark's suspicions. It was indeed a contract. Without hesitation, he relayed his discovery to Gromp, his voice low and urgent over the communicator. "I found Dreek," he reported. "Should I detain him?" Gromp's response crackled through the communicator, his orders clear and concise. "Observe from a distance," he instructed. "Use violence only as needed." Just as Kepark was about to fall back, a voice called out from behind him, causing him to whirl around in surprise. Kepark's heart raced as he turned to face the unexpected newcomer, a younger Verbgot named Flupont, another member of the notorious Light Crushers Assassins Guild. "Flupont," Kepark growled, his voice dripping with contempt. "No one has killed you yet?" Before Flupont could react, Kepark launched into action, swiftly incapacitating the young assassin with a well-placed blow. With Flupont subdued, Kepark once again reached out to Gromp for guidance. "Permission to kill the assassin?" he asked, his tone laced with urgency. Gromp's response was swift and decisive. "Bring him to an empty cargo bay for interrogation," he ordered. and make sure you're not seen again." With a nod of determination, Kepark dragged Flupont away, his mind racing with the implications of their unexpected encounter.